Hello everyone and welcome to Google Ads Academy. Every business goal is to grow, and digital marketing is a tool to support that growth. But the digital ecosystem is evolving, and the way you can measure conversions and drive performance is changing. Today we will show you how to prepare for the changes and how to use Google AI to unlock new opportunities within Google Ads. My name is Arthur. I am a measurement product lead here at Google Ireland, focusing mainly on products such as Consent Mode, Enhanced Conversions, and Google Analytics 4. My day-to-day is all about helping our top EMEA advertisers grow within Google Ads and making sure their campaign performance is accurately measured. I am also working with our global product teams on new features and solutions, providing perspective from EMEA customers. Later in the session, you will also hear from my colleagues who will bring you through some of our new solutions for apps, online and offline tracking. Before we start, I have a few asks. Please submit your questions so that we can answer them as soon as possible. Take notes, as our Q&A will only be available during the session, although you will be able to watch this session on demand. Lastly, please do share your feedback, as we are always looking for ways to improve our events and content. The ads growth formula is a best-in-class strategy to drive success. Leading marketers are now using this set of advertising tactics and solutions to unlock more ROI from their ads investment. Best of all, it's customized by marketing objective, so your ads formula is unique to your business and goals. At this point, you've completed step 1 by setting up your marketing goals and objectives for your campaigns. Now, we'll move on to step 2, get ready. We'll explore in detail the solutions that help you accurately measure your online and offline first-party data while respecting your customers' privacy. With this data, you'll know what drives results and discover insights to improve your ads, your website, and the overall customer experience. Our goal of this session is to equip you with the learnings to build a robust measurement foundation that sets you up for success. As we dive into step 2, get ready, we'll learn about durable measurement solutions. We'll focus on solutions to understand your customers, learn how to implement Consent Mode and enhance conversions, measure what matters, learn how to implement enhanced conversions for leads. We're excited to talk you through these important topics, and I hope you'll find these details helpful and actionable. Let's first define and understand why you need to prepare and build a durable measurement strategy. You are not able to make decisions without data points. Optimizing performance campaigns, not knowing which campaign is driving conversions is impossible. Strong measurement foundations will allow you to understand your marketing impact, allow you to make better decisions and plan campaigns based on your audience behavior, which at the same time will help you build better relationships with your customers. Over the last few years, we have seen evolution within the digital ad space, starting with regulatory changes, for example GDPR and its elements, and now in 2024 evolving even faster technology changes such as deprecation of third-party cookies and mobile identifiers. Those shifts are hindering the collection and use of data. At the same time, understanding the value you're getting from your ads investment is more important and complex than ever, with thousands of signals and patterns you need to analyze before making changes to your campaigns and strategies. This is where AI comes in handy, helping you make better decisions while respecting users' privacy. 2024 will be the year of change. Browser and mobile operating systems are restricting the use of third-party data and mobile identifiers. In the ongoing third-party cookie deprecation, Chrome will fully phase out third-party cookies. This has already started in January, with the full launch happening in the second half of this year. At the same time, increased regulations such as GDPR impact how data can be collected and used. This has led to the evolution of our EU cookie consent policy and actions you need to take to preserve the use of ads personalization and measurement. We know that the changing digital ecosystem and the effects on measurement are top of mind for marketers. This is a problem that is affecting the entire industry. As a result, we must pay more attention to measurement as the ecosystem evolves. Data gaps in the attribution path can lead to values and credit not being accurately assigned to channels that are driving performance for your business. Keeping these areas of impact in mind, let's dive deeper into first-party data and AI, both of which underpin a successful, privacy-safe digital advertising strategy. There's a shift from user-level cookies and other user identifiers to a world of aggregate insights, signals, and privacy-safe solutions. Now, the first-party data or customer data that your business directly collects and owns will be critical to reaching your target audience. The benefits of first-party data over third-party data are also substantial. Using insights about users you know are interested in your business can strengthen your audience strategy and inform business decisions like product development. First-party data also fuels our solutions. Google Ads use our advanced algorithm and your first-party data to help you increase performance, generate insights, predict outcomes, and engage with the right audience even when less user data is available. As the landscape is changing, without the use of durable measurement, you will see less and less data in your reports, increasing the amount of unobserved and unattributed conversions. Durable measurement features will help you to gain insights into cross-device and view-based performance, add estimates of conversions that cannot be observed, and minimize the amount of data that is lost. When people interact directly with your business by visiting your website, using your app, making a phone call, or purchasing from one of your stores, it provides an opportunity to learn more about who they are, what they care about, and how you can meet their needs. To make the most of this valuable information, it's important that you have the solutions in place and permissions when required to generate and use insightful and actionable first-party data whenever those direct interactions take place. Google's suite of privacy-centric measurement solutions, such as Consent Mode or Enhanced Conversions, work together to gather and use data and insights about your customers to help you continue towards business growth with Google Ads, all while knowing you're taking a privacy-first approach. These solutions help gather more accurate, observed, and modeled conversions to allow you for improved measurement and attribution. Without durable measurement, you will not be able to accurately gather insights when a user interacts with your business, impacting not only reports, but also your campaign automation, optimization, and strategy, which ultimately will have a negative impact on your business growth. You may also say, "I'm not impacted, I don't need this at the moment." This statement is not accurate. Nearly all advertisers are impacted, some more than others, but the upcoming changes will increase the impact even further. Now, let's deep dive into each solution, starting with Consent Mode. Consent Mode enables the Google tag to communicate and respect a user's consent decision of how their data can be used for measurement and personalization. With Consent Mode, you also enable conversion modeling to recover conversions not measured due to users' consent choices. It simply gives the red or green light for tracking based on users' choices. Google is bolstering how we enforce our EU user consent policy. Advertisers must adhere to the EU user consent policy to use personalization features. 2024, our enforcement action will also start impacting measurement features. To keep your ads measurement working, you must implement Consent Mode to share consent signals with Google. There are different ways to implement Consent Mode. You can implement Consent Mode on your own, or you can use one of our CMP partners, consent management platforms. If you are implementing Consent Mode manually without the use of a CMP, please do reach out to your Google team and schedule time with our implementation experts. Personally, I would encourage you to look into our CMP partners, as not only they will help you to implement Consent Mode, but also help you with the setting up of consent banners and automatically make adjustments whenever they are needed. There are two ways to implement Consent Mode: the basic implementation and the advanced implementation. You decide which implementation works best for your business, but remember, any Consent Mode implementation is better than no Consent Mode at all. When we go back to the customer journey mentioned before, with Consent Mode, when users interact with your business, we can adjust tags behavior depending on their consent choices and fill in the gap when there is no permission. This will lead to more insights with the use of modeling, which ultimately will improve optimization and drive better results for your campaigns and your business. We also have an amazing case study of MediaMarkt Saturn, a German consumer electronics retailer who has seen a 25% increase in measured conversions after implementing Consent Mode. In their own words, with Consent Mode, we uncovered significantly more conversions, and it proved the importance of privacy solutions now and in the future. That's it from my side. Now you will hear from my colleague Yvonne more about Consent Mode for apps.
Hi there, my name is Yvonne and I'm a Regional Product Lead at Google. Today I'm going to deep dive into what these changes mean for app advertisers and what actions you need to take to achieve consent readiness. So firstly, we will continue to require advertisers to collect user consent. This isn't new, and as this requirement is already reflected in our long-standing EU user consent policy. This step can be done either in-house or via a Google Partner CMP, Consent Management Platform. The second step is about communicating this consent to Google, meaning confirming to Google that user consent has been collected by sharing opt-in user consent signals for both measurement and audiences with Google's tools. Let's quickly look at step 1 and the nuances between app and web. For this step, advertisers should make sure that they are respecting our existing Google EU user consent policy. Again, this is not a new policy. It reflects the requirements and standards set out by ePrivacy and GDPR. And as mentioned on previous slides, a Google Partner CMP can help you with this. Now, what's interesting is that 80% of our web advertisers already have these consent banners implemented, compared to only 30% of our app advertisers. So for our app customers, it's very important that we start making these updates now. Now, I want to take this opportunity to clarify that these consent banners I'm talking about here are completely different from Apple's ATT banners. And that's part of this extra nuance in the app space, is that there are actually two different types of banners that exist. So let's look quickly at how they differ. The ATT banner is not a requirement, it's a platform ask. While the EEA consent banner that we're talking about today is required because it's a regulatory requirement. It reflects standards set out by ePrivacy and GDPR. Now let's look at step 2, which is about passing the user consent signals that have been collected to Google. There are two types of data that app advertisers primarily have. Online data, which is collected through your SDK, either through Google Analytics for Firebase SDK or the AAP SDK. The second type is offline data measurement through app conversion tracking and customer match. So for online data, whether that's online measurement and online audiences, which is measured through GA4, the solution is to pass consent to Google through the new upgraded version of Consent Mode, which is available for apps. The exact customer actions are, for GA4 SDK, firstly, update the SDK, then adopt upgraded Consent Mode. But there is also another type of online data for apps, which is the AAP SDK data. So data tracked by third-party AAPs like AppsFlyer. And for this data, the solution will essentially be the equivalent of the GA4 SDK Consent Mode, but developed for AAPs. We are currently working with AAP so that they each build their own equivalent of Consent Mode, and these should be ready and available in Q1. The exact customer actions here are, for the AAP SDK, firstly, update the SDK in Q1, then adopt the consent solution of that AAP you're working with. Now let's look at offline measurement. The action here is to update the latest version of whatever API you are using for offline measurement and pass consent signals through that API. In the case of apps server to server, this is done through the Apps Conversion Tracking API, and the update of the API will be available in Q1. So at this point, the advertiser's required actions will be to update the latest version of the Apps Tracking API and pass consent signals through it. And finally, offline audiences, which is essentially customer match. You can either update Google Ads API and pass consent signals through it, or if you usually do manual customer match upload, you will have to fill out an INI UA 8th attestation, which will be available in January 2024. In March 2024, EEA audience lists which lack consent signals will start degrading, affecting all app campaigns for engagement and some app campaigns for installs. So to protect these campaigns, advertisers that use audiences need to take action. So what this means is that advertisers using GA4 online audiences should take the GA4 SDK actions. The advertisers using AAP online audiences should take the AAP SDK actions. And the advertisers using Customer Match should take the Customer Match related actions. The actions here essentially add up. If you use several of these solutions, use cases, you need to take several sets of actions. So to summarize, there are 3 key actions our app advertisers need to take. Number 1, ensure you are collecting user consent either via a CMP or in-house. Number 2, ensure you're passing back consent for all use cases. This includes GA4, AAPs, Customer Match, and server-to-server. If you are using several of these use cases, you need to take several actions, as outlined above. And number 3, you should prioritize app campaigns for engagement and app campaigns for installs with audiences by March 2024. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pippa, a Regional Product Lead in Privacy and Measurement here at Google in EMEA. I've been at Google for 5 years and spent all of that time working with brands and agencies to grow businesses online. If you couldn't tell from the accent, I'm originally from New Zealand, so a ways away from home, but loving life here in Europe and the really interesting industry changes to the digital ecosystem that EMEA is at the forefront of. Measurement is fundamental to business growth. There's no point in having all the glitz and glam without the fundamentals in place. And with the regulatory and browser changes that are happening, we need to make adjustments to the fundamentals to keep apace. So, what are we double-clicking into in this section? One of my favorite products, Enhanced Conversions for Web. Enhanced Conversions for Web is a feature which enables more robust conversion measurement through matching your first-party data with Google logged-in data to paint a more accurate picture of the outcome of your online investment in advertising. So, why do we need Enhanced Conversions for Web? Enhanced Conversions for Web enables more accurate conversion measurement by allowing conversion tags to capture one-way hashed customer data collected on your conversion page and match it against Google's logged-in data to future-proof your measurement ahead of third-party cookie deprecation. We also know, as Artur covered, that third-party cookies are being fully deprecated in July of this year. Ergo, we're going to need to hinge your ads on something which is going to be customer data. And more than that, having Enhanced Conversions for Web will also help to power Google's AI with more accurate and durable conversion data, which can have significant longer-term benefits for overall performance in Google Ads. How does Enhanced Conversions for Web actually look like when it's put into practice? A user journey may look something like a user views an ad and then later completes a purchase on that website. The conversion tag captures a field of user-provided data that you can specify, for example, email address, and hashes that data using SHA-256, which is the industry standard algorithm for one-way hashing. The hashed user-provided data is then sent to Google and securely matched to signed-in Google accounts. This allows conversions on search and YouTube that otherwise can't be measured, for example with browser restrictions, or have a limited observability window to be attributed to ads with privacy in mind. Now, It's important to acknowledge that our products work in tandem. Consent Mode and Enhanced Conversions for Web are two standalone products that first need the Google tag installed. But they work together to provide a more accurate picture of your performance, all whilst respecting privacy. Moreover, you'll see the results in your conversion column within your Google Ads account. In two scenarios, if cookie consent is granted, Enhanced Conversions for Web can recover conversions that are being blocked by browser restrictions. If consent is not granted, Enhanced Conversions for Web won't be used for those unconsented users, and in that case, Consent Mode will then model the conversions to fill in those gaps. So, how will Enhanced Conversions for Web impact your advertising investment, I can hear you asking. And I would say, great question. By increasing the quality of data available, Enhanced Conversions for Web can improve your performance in a number of ways. For starters, you can track those lost conversions that would otherwise only have been measured with third-party cookies. But also, it adds data for our conversion modeling, which helps to create an accurate picture of which ads drive which actions. It improves the quality of the data being used to make decisions about bidding and attribution. Ultimately, all of those better inputs tend to create better outcomes for advertisers just like you. Implementation is not a quick and easy process with a simple one click of a button. It will take time to set up, but Google is here to help every step of the way if you need assistance. So firstly, what are the requirements of Enhanced Conversions for Web? Firstly, you need site-wide tagging in place. Next, you need to be using either a Google Pixel tag, Google Analytics 4, or Search Ads 360 to power your Google advertising. Lastly, you will need customer data from your website, which we'll be using to match back. So, let's go over a high-level overview of the implementation process. As always, Google is here to help, so feel free to reach out. Firstly, jump into your Google Ads account. Navigate to Tools and Settings, then to Conversions. Next, select your conversion action. Under Settings, make sure you check the box Turn on Enhanced Conversions. Now, regardless of setup type, you'll also need to accept the terms and conditions, and you can do that here. Please note that not all advertisers are eligible for automatic implementation, so you will need to check. Please also note that we recommend a manual implementation method. We're quickly going to cover some of the aspects of implementing so that you can understand the differences. There are 3 ways to set up Enhanced Conversions for Web in Google Tag Manager. Firstly is automatic collection. This lets the tag automatically detect user-provided data on your web page. It's the quickest and the easiest setup method, but it's not as reliable as adding a code snippet to your website or specifying CSS selectors or JavaScript variables. The second method is code. Add a code snippet on your website that sends hashed customer data for matching. This method improves the accuracy of Enhanced Conversions for Web by ensuring that you consistently send properly formatted data whenever your conversion tag fires. Manual configuration. You can manually specify CSS selectors or JavaScript variables on your page that contain relevant user-provided data. This method is more precise than automatic detection, but not as reliable as adding code to your website. Note that changing your website formatting, particularly the formatting or CSS selectors on your conversion page, could disrupt the CSS selector method. So if you frequently change your website code, you may want to consider using the data layer variables or the code option instead. Now, for those of you who are using Google Analytics 4 as your conversion source, the setup is slightly different. In your Google Analytics 4 account, there are a few prerequisites such as user ID, proper linkage, and property implemented on the website. Firstly, enable user-provided data within your admin settings. Next, send the data to Google Analytics 4. Depending on your current infrastructure and setup, you can do that via Google Tag, Google Tag Manager, or via Measurement Protocol. We support all types. We don't have time to dive into the technicalities today. However, we have provided a step-by-step guide in the resources section of this training. Lastly here, make sure that you have the Google Ads integration flowing between GA4 and Google Ads. Our last implementation type is via API. This is definitely a longer process and it varies from business to business, so we won't be able to cover it in detail today. In terms of the prerequisites for this method, you will need Order ID implemented both via tag and via API, and to send your server and hash data to Google via an HTTPS connection. Again, the step-by-step implementation guides are linked in the resources section, or you can please reach out to your Google representative and we can assist. So now we're across enhanced conversions for web, its benefits, why it's critical, and which implementation method will suit your business. And I'd like to leave you with the story of Overgear. Overgear is a global gaming platform which enables its customers to buy and sell items and services in massively multiplayer games. After implementing enhanced conversions for web, they saw a 36% increase in their transactions on their site and an enormous 113% increase in their return on investment from Google. This highlights the impact of their advertising that they weren't even aware of, and it also helped to fuel Google's AI for their campaign efficiency. That's all from me today. Thank you for joining. Passing over to my colleague, Michal.
Hi, my name is Michal Sirotkin and I am a data and measurement specialist in Dublin. In this section, we'll be diving into enhanced conversions for leads and how it can help your business measure what matters. Ads Growth Formula is a path to success. Leading marketers are now using the set of advertising tactics and solutions designed to unlock more ROI from their ads investment. Best of all, it's customized by marketing objective, so your ads growth formula is unique to your business and goals. Getting your audience and measurement strategy ready can be a lot of work, but we are here to help. We've taken a long-term view on privacy. Together, Consent Mode and Enhanced Conversions for Web will help you understand your customers. In this section, we'll focus on how Enhanced Conversions for Leads can help you make the most of your first-party data, measuring what matters to drive campaign performance and results. The recent uncertainty has been challenging for everyone, for businesses and for consumer. Consumer behavior is moving faster and is more complex than ever before. So adapting your marketing campaigns and how you use consumer data is critical to driving growth in a rapidly changing landscape. Furthermore, as we see technological changes pick up, impacting how you measure and connect your data for marketing purposes, durability and future-proof strategies have to remain front and center of your marketing efforts. Enhanced Conversions for Leads supplements your existing conversion tags with first-party data in a privacy-safe way. Lead gen marketers can measure offline conversions without a full CRM integration. Normally, offline conversion import requires the storage of the Gclid into the marketer's CRM and uploaded when you import your offline conversions. But we heard you when you told us that this can be complex. Integrations into CRM systems require multiple teams and for some, month-long development cycles. So now we've made OCI a lot easier to use. With the introduction of Enhanced Conversions for Leads, you no longer pass Gclid through the CRM. With the implementation of Enhanced Conversions, you allow the tags to hash and pass your first-party data, So all you need to do is upload your offline conversion. So what is different about enhanced conversions for leads as opposed to other offline measurement solutions? Essentially, it's its durability. Your first-party customer data remains confidential and secure using the same industry-leading standards that Google uses to protect its own users' data. And it allows you to import offline or otherwise untrackable conversion events directly into Google Ads for purposes of reporting and optimization. To illustrate how enhanced conversion for leads works, we'll use the example of a bank. To hit their goal of driving more accurate sign-ups, a bank needs to reach more high-intent customers. Using enhanced conversions for leads, the bank can understand the customer journey and bid towards the conversion action most valuable to them: account creation. So let's start at the beginning. A user interacts with your business and requests information through a form on the bank's website. From there, they submit an application for a new account. After the customer's application is approved, a new account is created. The lead information is stored in your CRM or database, and once approved, the hashed lead information is uploaded to your Google Ads account via enhanced conversions for leads. The cookies or pings from the website interactions are sent to the bank's Google Ads account. The hash data is then matched to the ad that drove the visit. So the hashing key becomes your own first-party data, rather than a stored gclid, thus future-proofing it from technological changes, for example, the removal of gclids and third-party cookies. So those insights, paired with Google's AI's strategic campaign optimization, help to improve the Google Ads performance. As we already covered in the previous slides, the implementation of EC for leads allows advertisers to more accurately attribute conversions to your ads in a privacy-safe way, enabling you to 1. Maintain accurate measurement, so effectively communicate conversions to happen off your website in a privacy-safe way. 2. Better performance. So bid to the offline conversions that are imported into Google Ads to drive more sales and transactions off your website. And 3. Ensure efficient data collection. So import offline conversion data without modifying your lead forms or storing the gclid in your CRM. All of this data helps Google AI understand what a high-value conversion looks like for your business and then optimize for it. With the introduction of enhanced conversions for leads, marketeers no longer pass a gclid through the CRM, but some pre-requirements do need to be met. So number 1, ensure your website has the standard Google Tag or Google Tag Manager installed. This is the same tag you use to track web conversions and may already be installed. Number 2, enable enhanced conversions for leads in the Google Ads UI to allow the Google tag to automatically accept hashed user provider data. So for example, an email, a phone number, or an address, submitted in the advertiser's lead forms, and ensure your auto tagging is enabled in your Google Ads account. And 3, import conversions keyed by the lead field, not the gclid, and import all conversions keyed by the hashed BII to match with the lead submission. So how can you set up enhanced conversions for leads for your business? The implementation of EC for leads can be set up in 3 ways. Number 1, file upload using CSV, Excel, or Google Sheets directly into the Google Ads account via the user interface. So most will start here, but if you want to import your conversions automatically on a regular schedule, you're able to do this via HTTPS, SFTP, or a direct CRM upload. Number 2, we're continuously partnering with third-party platforms to enable EC for leads. These are Salesforce, HubSpot, and Zapier. And 3, a direct API integration using the Google Ads API. Implementations are not always easy, but we are always here to help. So if you need support, contact your Google team to set up time with a Google Ads expert. So now that we've gone through enhanced conversions and consent mode, I'll talk you through how Regus, part of IWG, a global provider of serviced office space, increased efficiency through durable measurement. Regus's marketing campaigns are focused on lead generation. However, the removal of third-party cookies and mandatory consent banners challenged their ability to measure media-led conversions. Working in collaboration with Google and the partner agency, Regus leveraged Google's best practice in developing a strategic measurement roadmap, focused on recovering conversions through the implementation of privacy-first measurement solutions. These were enhanced conversions for the recovery of conversions lost through third-party cookie deprecation, 2, consent mode to enable modeling for untracked users due to consent, and finally, Google Analytics 4 for a cross-platform integrated reporting capability. This approach improved Regus's measurement accuracy, recovering 9% more conversions and reducing effective CPA by 8.3%. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this session helpful. Take a next step towards a privacy-first strategy by visiting the Ads Privacy Planner to build a plan with resources tailored to you. Once you get your needed products implemented and your measurement foundation set up, then you can attend our next academy so you can move to AGF Step 3. In this training, we've covered the privacy landscape, consent mode, and enhanced conversions for both web and leads. In the next few slides, we'll recap everything we discussed and provide you with the right steps to take to get you on your way. A strong measurement foundation helps Google AI precisely measure the impact of your marketing, so you get helpful insights you need to continuously improve your strategy. Enhanced conversions and consent mode work together to help you address both privacy and technological restrictions, and setting a privacy-safe measurement foundation. Enhanced conversions for web increases observable first-party data, while consent mode models for loss conversions driven by your consumer's cookie preferences. Enhanced conversions for leads further supplements your observable data by allowing you to upload your offline conversion in a privacy-safe and durable way. To get you on your way, ensure you have reviewed the pre-requirements and implementation steps. For consent mode, a consent management platform and cookie consent banner is a requirement. Choose between basic or advanced implementation that adjusts tags based on user consent. Enhanced conversions for web. Track website actions like sign-ups and purchases with Google Ads as a conversion source. You can choose between automatic, manual, or API implementation. And finally, enhanced conversions for leads. If you're using a CRM, check to see if you can integrate directly. If not, upload your offline conversions manually or set it up with an API. Setting up these measurement solutions will prepare you for the growth opportunities you explore in Step 3 of the Ads Growth Formula. Take action. Join us in Q2 for the Google Ads Academy AI-powered ads event to learn how to use your measurement insights to take action, capturing existing users and unlocking new demand. So, ready to set up the solutions we learned about today? Head over to the Ads Privacy Planner to get your customized measurement plan and helpful resources tailored to your business needs. Please note, this tool is only currently available in certain EMEA markets: Italy, Turkey, Spain, UK, and Germany. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this session helpful. Take a next step towards a privacy-first strategy by visiting the Ads Privacy Planner to build a plan with resources tailored to you. Once you get your needed products implemented and your measurement foundation set up, then you can attend our next academy so you can move to AGF Step 3.